During the lockdown for the COVID-19 pandemic, the alchemical actors gathered remotely to create a unique audio-based experiment. This is the story we told. The four of you were involved in a kind of parapsychological experiment to create a sound that will open up your minds to operate on a higher level of consciousness, a next dimension of being.
Trust. I don't trust.
I mean, like, I heard, like, it was obviously me, but how does Rob get this audio of me? It's like, I don't know, it was very confusing.
So,
and kind of
it
scary.
was me and her sitting there, and I watched her do it, and then I played back the audio, and it's her voice, and then there's another voice there making noises, making words, talking.
So I've been doing a little bit more research on that conspiracy blog I was telling you about. He's talking about these people that were messing with audio equipment and then weird things started happening to them.
I can't say for sure what you'll experience through this work or what we might discover together, but whatever happens, the important thing is we must stay with it.
Why does the universe keep teasing me? What does it want?
You know, just like a different meditation than what I normally have. And I woke up the next morning and, I know it sounds crazy, but I woke up naked outside.
Yeah, in the place I was stuck in a cage and there were rocks falling on me and burying me, but I got out. And then I think I was led into the golden place.
He's getting to this very, sensitive state, and I'm trying to protect him a little bit, but then this kid, Dan, just comes in and starts, almost messing things up, and I swear to God, if he doesn't back off of Nathan, I'm gonna freak out on him.
Dan, are you f***ing with me?
What? No.
Did you
No.
leave f***ing rocks at my house?
No, I don't even know where you live.
You don't know, though, you don't feel it. You have, I've talked to myself, and I've talked to other people around me in my house, and, this feeling does not go away, no matter how much I find it.
It's bad. It's a bad idea. It's gonna be bad. Not just you stub your toe bad, but the world freaking ends bad.
I'm not asking you to trust me. Truth be told, you probably shouldn't. I'm asking you to trust yourself, to follow your higher impulses to that other world. You'll find each other there on the other side, and then you'll know that this has all been worthwhile. I want you to put yourself in a comfortable position, dressed or undressed, in a way that makes you feel most comfortable. This is private work just for you. See yourself getting up and walking toward the door. See yourself placing your hand on the door handle and pulling it open, and see yourself passing through into this unfamiliar place.
Water's rising. Waves grow.
Feel yourself as you step out onto this circular path, carrying the full weight of your burden. See the red sound vacuum and hear the sound it makes. You notice under your feet a set of words. Again, words that repeat. It is a question. What is it that prohibits you?
It's okay to cry.
At the end where you began. You see, there is now a figure.
Show me your face. Show me your face. Show me. Beautiful.
The figure stands exactly where you began, and beside him, fading into being, glimmering, shimmering into manifestation beside him, is a gate.
So Rob pretty much told us, so we did the project through the college. It was like an audio play where we recorded ourselves. But then we did this where he basically gave us an audio recorder and said, play around with it, get familiar with it, and then just record yourself. And then he said, I'm going to be sending you some audio meditations for you to kind of just listen to. And I want you to just record yourself and let me know what you think. And so that's what I did. That's pretty much it. He didn't really tell me much else other than we're going to be making a podcast.
Okay, quick recap. I feel like I know what's happening, but it's well, actually, no, you recap, and then I'll fill in with my questions.
Okay, so this project involves really two groups of people. There's a group of people who is brainstorming the sort of visionary angle of the project with me, and then there's a group of people who are actually essentially carrying out an experiment. The experiment is a kind of devised theater. We're never going to call it that, but that's really what it is. It's devised ritual, really, where we're going to start with these meditations and build them through in a devised fashion, right? I've already created the baseline meditation, and then each of the people, the subjects, will engage with the meditation and respond, and then I will build the response into a new meditation, and I'll sort of grow the meditation from there. So our subject sounds rough. We'll call them actors.
I'm really glad I showered right before this. I didn't realize we were going to be on video.
Well, you started it, and I just joined you on the video. I wasn't.
Okay, it offered, so it didn't offer me before. So I was like, I guess this is a video call. All right.
That's all good. I'm only going to use the audio, though, so don't worry about that.
All right, word.
You can hear Corinne in the background.
Aw.
Okay, so Liz, what's going on with her?
She's got a lot on her plate right now. I'm not sure. She's been pretty hard to keep in contact with. So I don't know if she's really going to be moving forward with us on this project.
So has she said she's not able to do it, or what?
Yeah, she pretty much, I eventually got that out of her.
Okay, so she was reluctant? Is that...
Yeah. I think she wanted to, stick around, but circumstances have it so.
Do you have any ideas? Because I'd really like to have a fourth person. Do you have any thoughts about who should fill in there?
I noticed my own struggles when I was trying the meditation. So,
oh, you tried it yourself?
Yeah, I tried it myself, and I was thinking maybe I could even use some coaching instead of, being the coach.
So you want to do it? You want to be the actor?
Yeah.
All right.
I think that'd work well.
You're more advanced than the regular team, so yeah, I think I'd probably just coach you myself. Is that all right?
I mean, that sounds perfect.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get into this project here. What do we have to talk about today?
What are we doing? Maybe that's where we should start. What the whole reason we're doing this is.
probably a good
I mean,
idea.
the best place to start tends to be the beginning.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, so basically they're making a recording. So we're just going back and forth.
But what's your goal? Like, what's the whole purpose?
I don't really have a goal.
You don't have a goal? Why the hell do you want to do this? What do you mean?
If you don't have a goal, then why will people care about this? I mean, we're sinking a lot of effort and time and money into this.
This is the stuff we should care about. Things that don't have like a preordained, a pre-planned, like this is what it has to be. I mean, that's what I'm talking about here. The back and forth with these sounds. I mean, all we're saying is open your mind and see where it goes. So it's a completely open-ended, who knows what's going to happen thing. And if we don't open it up as much as possible, if we say like, this has to happen or that has to happen, we have to tell this story, or there has to be this conflict, or I don't know, like you have to achieve this result. You have to be able to, I don't know, guess a card that Dan is holding up. Then it's not going to work. We're not going to really venture into that mysterious space, that subconscious, that superconscious, that, place beyond. If we want to delve into that big mystery, we have to let go of the idea that there is a purpose.
That's...
I don't know, I feel like that can be pretty compelling.
I mean, that's fine, but
Thanks, John.
we have to, like, put this in a package, in a form. Like, how are we gonna...
We can package it, but it has to come afterwards. We see what story comes out of this. I promise you, when they get into this space, when we start taking this journey, because, it's not just every day. The point, I guess, if there's a point, it's to get into this bigger, grander mystery, this who knows, to live life beyond the limits of these chopped up bits of Google knowledge, to explore the interior space. If we can actually accomplish that, then the story is going to just present itself.
Well, all right. I trust you, Rob. It sounds poetic enough.
I mean, when's he ever let us wrong?
Okay, guys.
time.
I don't know how many shows y'all have done with Rob, but I've been here since I was 19, so...
Some are hits, some are misses. But I mean, that's the fun. We don't know. We don't know if this is going to work at all, I guess.
Yeah.
But we're going to give it a try. I think if we're doing this and, we're predicting that this is going to happen, if we're trying to keep it under our control, then it's never going to be great. It could be okay. It could be marketable, whatever. All that mediocre crap that people love. The most popular TV shows, the most popular movies, a bunch of mediocre, but the most popular podcasts. Mediocre, dull, lull you to sleep crap. If we want it to be exciting, then we need to let go. We can't predict, we can't control, we need to just let it go.
Okay, I hear you, but, okay.
But we need a category, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have to, like, what are we doing? Do we get a...
I mean, yeah, this is the problem, right? So iTunes, for example, Spotify, all of them say we have to pick a category for our podcast.
Yeah, I don't think non-mediocre or non-mediocre crap even has a genre in of itself.
Yeah, our category is not mediocre crap. So I think that some of what we're doing is going to be fictional. I think we're going to let the imagination go where it goes. But a lot of the stuff that's going to happen is going to be real. We're going to tell it as it happens, as it's really happening to these people, to us.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. I'm down.
It's quasi-fictional at best. I mean, we're going to let the story come as it comes, let it come from these actors, but a lot of it is going to be their real life experience coming from the interior of their minds.
Violet. Violet.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I think I did the one with music, but I kind of accidentally X'd out, so I started without it and then I had it, and the music definitely colored the way that I was picturing everything. It wasn't necessarily distracting, but it definitely steered me in a certain direction.
The goal of the meditation is, I don't want you to put a lot of pressure on it, like you need to achieve nirvana as a result of having listened to these 40 minutes.
first of all, you can try it more than once if you're not happy with the results the first time. Second, it really is your first shot at it.
Yeah.
So what you're trying to do here is just turn off your brain and impulse make words and sounds. So the guided experience is really just to get you to that place, like we talk about when we devise, where you're shutting off that, conscious brain and letting it come subconsciously, impulse-wise, to you. So the whole guided experience is meant to put you in that mindset. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So don't put any pressure on yourself, because that's going to achieve the opposite result, where you're going to get very in your brain, in your head, and you'll be worried about what you're saying and doing, and you won't actually be responding in real time to the prompts. So just relax, let yourself relax. I do, in the beginning, it's kind of abrupt, but I give you instructions to relax. You might want to try that a couple times. You might want to change clothes or change positions. It's 40 minutes, which is not that bad, but it's 40 minutes. So you want to make sure that you're feeling okay physically in the position you're in and everything before you try it. Yeah. So then with you're going to turn the recorder on. You don't have to capture my voice. I'm not interested in that. In fact, it's better if you use headphones, just to get rid of that aural experience of the room around you. And you want to just capture your own voice, whatever you say, whatever comes out. Because I'm going to use what you record to build each of my 4 actors. I'm going to build your new meditation. Liz is gone.
Is she officially out?
She gone.
Who?
Liz.
Damn.
Didn't survive. Just didn't last. I like to think of myself as a blazing ball of artistic fire, and sometimes people get close to me and just melt away.
That's very poetic.
You are the sun. You are the sun. I am the universe.
Yep. I'm kind of kidding, but it actually happens to me a lot.
That's the most Sagittarius thing you've ever said. We did a teleport in Nathan's room, and it was coming up in a little. Oh no, I was only back at first, and then when I heard the high pitch frequency, I started to see a really bright light, but then it turned into kind of a noise. And at first it was a noise I liked, and then I started mimicking the noise and kind of singing with the noise, and then it started to pull me down or want me to stay, and I wanted to leave. And then I felt like an alien, and I started seeing a lot of green colors, and my skin was green, and there was a lot of shimmery lights around me, and I just wanted to sing. And then I was just making a lot of I don't know, I just wanted to kind of make noises a call in some way. I don't know if I was calling for someone or something, but it felt like I was doing some call. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, and then at the end, it felt like I left, I was floating, and I left where I was going, but it wasn't I reached where I wanted to go. It was I just didn't go back down where the bad sound was. I went up into the higher sound. But it was really good. I felt like I could do it again. And I would just probably be naked all the way because I had my shirt off and I was really getting into it. And I was all right, let's just. I feel like next time it would get me to the next level. If I was naked. And
completely naked.
what'd you say?
I don't know what the third time holds, but
Yeah, once you're there, Geneva, I don't really know what the next step is. So, Lucy, what were you going to say about it?
Just in our talk, I didn't understand that she was the alien. I thought the aliens were calling to her.
I don't. It was something calling.
But the way you described it this time, it's like you were the alien, and I think both of those are like thinking of yourself as an alien. That's really interesting. I don't know. I'm proud of you for taking your shirt off. And
Thank you, Lucy.
Right, so Geneva, help me out. Where are we at? You were being called by them, and then you felt like you were becoming like them? Is that too many labels?
Hey Olivia, it's Dan. It is 11:02 p.m. on Wednesday, and I don't know. I've just been thinking, and I don't think we can trust Rob. I don't know. Just call me back. Bye.
Hey, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, you know, that girl, Liz? She's in your class, and you had her, she's gonna do this whole thing.
Yeah, till she dropped, yeah.
Yeah. So, I never met her before. I was at lunch at, I guess that's where she works. I was just sitting there, and she came out from behind the counter, and she just asked me if we'd started experimenting with the rock sounds yet, which was weird on its own. But then she also proceeded to give me actual rocks from, her pocket, actually on her being, in case I wanted to drop them out in the koi pond.
How big are we talking? How big are these rocks?
I mean, they're not huge. They're
Little rocks.
they're normal sized rocks. They're they're small, but.
So she just assumes we would be doing some rock-based work at this point.
I guess. Yeah, because she asked me about the rock sounds, and then, then she wanted me to throw rocks at fish into the pond and record it. So. Which I did not do. Yeah.
It's not coming from me. It's not coming from you. It's not coming from there.
Why does the universe keep teasing me?
I think it is coming from you.
What does it want?
Do you hear
What does it want?
Or for me.
Do you hear me?
Or both.
Do you hear me?
I can't trust. I don't trust anyone.
The Dark Pool is created and produced by the Alchemical Actors, hosts of the Occult Confessions podcast. Visit darkpoolproject.com and click on donate to support our further adventures into the Dark Pool.
Happy thoughts. God, it hurts.
Actually did not mention them at all during the interview.
You didn't mention them? Are you kidding me? That is the
No.
only thing we talk about in our conversations is these beats.
I know, because you told me, but he didn't mention them once during the... You know what he kept saying? He can't, like, he's not very, like... How do I put this? Whereas I asked Geneva a question and she could go off in a million directions, Nathan is, like, very hard to pull answers out of. Like, he's very straight. Yeah, so, like, he kept saying, like, the same thing about making noises. Like, he kept saying it that way and not being, like, it comes off as very, like, he doesn't sound like he's authentically connecting with anything, which works for us.
He's very focused on, like, literally, he's just focused
making
on
sounds.
the sounds that he's making and
Yeah.
how, more of his, like, performance, if anything, is what he's like, constantly focused
Yeah,
on.
and he even...
That has something good about the sick beats, though, Olivia. Jacob, tell Olivia what you said to me.
Oh yeah, so with this one, he said it was kind of like a wave. It started out very light, and then it started getting like darker throughout the meditation. And basically, at the end of it, he felt like there's a serial killer coming to get him, and like he was being like hunted down, and he was like hiding in a closet and trying to like get away from it and everything.
All right, I'm good. So, should we get caught up on what we talked about Saturday, Olivia? Get everyone in on the same page? And I think that's changed a bit even since when I sent the message. Life is complicated. Yeah, in addition to the country being a mess, people's personal lives are a mess. So, where we're at right now is basically I'm still the top of the show. That's good. Some consistency there. Right. So me. Then comes Olivia and Dan and John. Olivia, so she has experience with things supernatural, paranormal, magical, neo-pagan. So she, I think, is going to do more interviewing now and actually touching in with people and talking about their experiences. So that will be what's happening on a individual basis with maybe you guys, maybe the subject folks below you. Period. I call it a pyramid, but on Saturday we realized it's more of a column because it's the same size group at every level. Yeah. So 4, 4, 4. So Dan is gonna be doing the imagery. He's gonna be running the Instagram account. So yeah, he approved that. Yeah, he's in for Instagram. Is that it? Oh, and John's our researcher. So if you have any questions that you want to like know more stuff about, just tell John. Or tell me and I'll tell John, whatever. He's the bookman. The bookman. You've been checking out that blog, John, that I mentioned?
Yeah.
What are you saying? Is there like room for me to post some stuff, you think?
Oh, I think for sure. I think it's open and ready.
Yeah, that article I sent, like what do you think? Do you think I'm going in the right direction?
I think you're going down the alley.
Okay. All right. What else do you want to talk about today?
I was just a little curious. I was thinking why we're going about it the way we're going about it.
You mean like the whole process?
Yeah, this all the experiments and just everything. I don't know. I'm not really catching the vibe.
Well, so, we are looking for a paranormal result. I mean, this is just between you and me. We're not trying to tell anybody else this because it's going to distort the whole experience. So I don't even want Olivia and Dan to know that we are gaming to try to get something paranormal.
Oh, okay.
I think the word itself has a lot of baggage. I mean, really what I'm looking for is something, the better word is intersubjective, which just means that, two people from the privacy of their own minds are having the same experience. That's amazing, and it really speaks to the power of the mind to do amazing things. But if we tell them that's where we're going, then I don't think they're ever going to get there. We want them to think, we want everyone to think that this is a completely open-ended thing and that we have no idea what the end result is. So that's sort of the direction we're going in. And here's the reason. Historically, psychical research, people like J.B. Rhine, they would come in with experiments and they would say, we're going to test if people have ESP, extrasensory perception. We're going to have these 5 cards and we're going to do the test 1,000 times. It's all sort of laid out. No one's really working this way where we're saying, we're just going to play around a little bit and see if we can encourage the mind to think and believe its way into believing that it can achieve, incredible things. Literally let the mind believe its way into an expanded state of being. All on its own, open-ended. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if it's going to, result in people communicating with the dead or having psychic impressions about, where all the cats are. I don't know what that means. Where all the gold is. That's something you might look for.
I mean, I would look for cats.
I feel like they're everywhere. Anyway, keeping it all very open-ended, right, is a new approach to psychical experimentation. So we want to let them work inside out. It's sort of like art as experiment. We want them to be as creative and imaginative as possible.
Without having any preformed thoughts in their brain going into it.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's
that's
literally
idea.
just like devising.
Yeah, it is. It's devising, but with a secret purpose.
So it's like devising for a play you don't even know you're in.
Yes, that's right. We're going to let them imagine their way, create their way into what I hope will end up being something psychical. And I think sound is really the key to this. So I got this idea actually way back when I was in high school. I had an English teacher who gave us this folklore project. And then there's this local story. This place like 20 minutes from me, Lambertville, there were these couple of girls in the 80s who ended up, this cop found them naked on a football field. And the story goes that they were able to turn the PA system on and off with their minds. And they're sort of like flicking on and off. It's like this sort of Carrie phenomenon out there on this field. There's all these sorts of versions, right? Like it's like Bloody Mary or any of that stuff where there's all, the high school kids and, middle school kids are passing this story around and it's a local legend. But some people talked about it, said that you could hear messages in the static of the PA system in the football field when it came on, off and on. So, whether any of that's true or not, or any of it ever happened, who really cares? I mean, for me, it's been like lingering in the back of my mind as the sort of route for this experiment, where we're just going to, go back and forth with audio and see what messages, just to begin, see if they start to perceive messages or if the sound itself can push them into this psychic space.
What do you mean by
sort
messages?
of like these girls? What
do you mean by messages?
I don't really know.
It's kind of like impressions or like actual like sentences.
It depends on who you talk to when it comes to this story. Some people say that if you could hear these sounds, there were supposed to be these tape recordings made, and these sounds that these girls had were circulating around. It was back in the day of the cassette tape, 1985, 1986, whatever. That you could play this tape. This is like The Ring, right? With that, did you ever see The Ring, that Japanese movie?
I think I've heard of it, where you
play the tape and the ghost comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so this isn't like a monster haunting you, but if you could hear these sounds, that it would open up your mind, that you would be able to do these, supernatural, paranormal things.
Oh.
I'm not saying that that's what we're doing. We're not trying to make these tapes. We're not trying to, relive the legend. But I think if we can get everyone involved to believe that this is possible, that sound can open our minds to do these things, and then just see what the hell happens, I think we're going to see something cool.
Oh, yeah. It makes sense why you're not telling anybody, because I'm sure if you told them that's what we were trying to do, they would start seeing things and seeing them doing things when they're not actually doing them.
Exactly right. Yep. That's the idea.
I'm so frustrated. I'm just so frustrated.
Well, what's up?
Dan, what the does Rob want? I honestly.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Like, I don't know. Like, I follow Rob pretty much on anything he asks us to do because it's Rob. But I don't think the actors are going to do the thing that Rob expects. I mean, he says he doesn't expect anything, and that's, like, part of it. But they just don't seem like they're taking it seriously. They're just... I mean, some of them are.
I mean, can you give me some examples? Like,
I think, like, Aubrey is taking it pretty seriously, but, like, to be fair, that's kind of her...
Yeah,
that's kind of her thing.
If she wasn't taking it seriously, then we're doing something wrong.
Right, and Aubrey's been with us for a while, but, you know, everyone else is so new, and especially Nathan. I think Nathan only really took, like, one devising class with Rob or something, and... I don't know. It kind of shows, to be totally honest. Like, I don't want to sound like a total bitch, Dan, but
Well, then,
like,
how's it showing? Like, what's up?
So in the interview, I'm asking them a lot about like their process and stuff. And Nathan, all he wants to talk about to me and to Jacob is his sick beats that, you know, is on his meditation.
Sick beats?
Yeah, I guess it's like very EDM-y is like what Jacob said. I haven't listened to it, but Nathan, all he wants to talk about are the sick beats. So like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Honestly, if he wants sick beats, I mean, we could give him some sort of sick beats. I don't know. I mean, he's latched onto it. People are latching onto different things. We could steer this.
Steer it? What do you mean?
Well, all right. Look, so I think I know what Rob sort of wants out of this.
You do? Because
yeah.
I don't.
Well, I don't blame you. He's being incredibly vague, but I think so. The last time we called, or with everyone, he mentioned these really like weird, vague, obscure things that him and John were talking about, and he sort of just like brushed them off. So I did some digging, and I found this blog that mentioned these happenings, these like audio paranormal activities, and I think that Rob is trying to emulate some sort of connection between audio and self. I don't know, but
Oh, wait, so you think that Rob is taking, I don't know, some kind of, I guess, inspiration from this idea of some kind of audio, whatever the you just said?
Yeah, the blog, I'll have to send it to you, but they called it, they called it like this, or I don't know, it's like, it sounds like
what that is.
Some sort of
It does, actually. It really does.
Word. But the thing that kept coming up were all these like auditorial happenings. So maybe Nathan latching onto these sick beats, you call them, is what he wants.
Oh. So maybe so are you going to actually edit the audio track?
Well, I can't.
How are you gonna...
I can't get into the audio. For some reason, I don't have access. So there's our first wall that we have to cross.
Oh, I don't think I have access to that either.
Wait, but so Rob didn't give either of us access?
I'm not seeing it on in the folder on Gmail.
Do you think your sister has access? I mean, she's got to, right?
Oh, she's a coach, so she would.
That's where they're posting everything in, all those files?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm just going to ask Bree. I mean, she won't, she's not going to ask me why.
Yeah, just say
you know what I mean?
that you need help with, I don't know, organization.
I'll just tell her I need to look at one of them, to be honest. I don't think she's going to question me.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool.
Well, if you can get me in, and then I think I'll be able to extract Nathan's files and, tweak and drop some hints, some things, some sick beats, as we're calling them.
And Rob won't know, right? Like he won't
No. He won't be able to trace it. It'll just look like,
cool.
That's what it originally was.
I trust you with the technology shit, Dan. That's my thing.
Not a problem there. Yeah, I'll be able to make sure that Rob doesn't know that we're doing this.
So what So what should I tell Nathan, or what should we tell Nathan?
Oh, when he asks us about what we're going to be dropping in there, because it will definitely take a turn, and I don't doubt that he's going to be a little confused, and I think if we gave him the inclination that this might be some sort of paranormal occurrence.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
then
that's.
I think he might buy it.
I think that's on brand too, right? For us. So,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, let's go with that.
Darkpool Project, Research File Number 1, F.W.H. Myers. Frederick Myers was not formally trained as a psychologist, but when he was born in 1843 in Keswick, Cumberland, England, there was no established discipline of psychology, and there wouldn't be proper departments of psychology at colleges and universities until the 1880s. As a co-founder of the Society of Psychical Research, he believed that psychology needed to incorporate anomalous phenomena into the paradigms it established in order to create theories that fully explained the way the mind functioned. This ideology was ultimately rejected by the field, which became markedly materialistic and reductionist in its metaphysics. His first book, Phantasms of the Living, charted stories of living people who appeared to relatives, often very shortly before their death, to relay messages, often while both people were far distant from each other, and incapable of sending or receiving messages quickly given the time period. 1873 began a significant saga in the life of Frederick Myers. He fell in love with his cousin's wife, Annie Hill Marshall. By all accounts, Myers' feelings for her were truly passionate, and they spent long hours together, but they stayed within the boundaries of Victorian respectability given their marriages to other people. Marshall's husband, Walter, was mentally ill and had to be committed to a psychiatric institution in 1876 for his manic and reckless behavior. In July, Myers was touring the Norwegian fjords with his brother, Arthur. While he was away, Annie, guilt-stricken over her husband's confinement, stabbed herself in the neck with a pair of scissors and, when that proved ineffectual, threw herself into a lake where she drowned. The search for her spirit became a significant quest in Myers' life, culminating in his 1903 masterwork, Human Personality and Its Survival of Bodily Death.
Darkpool?
Yeah. What does that mean?
So this actually is something I talk about in class. There's a couple of different ways to think about it. Darkpool as this sort of like well of the subconscious, or you could think about it as a cloud of like super consciousness above your head, whatever way you want to go. And it actually goes back to this guy, F.W.H. Myers. Dan, you just took my what do you want to call it? Ghost class. Class on
the IDC.
paranormalism. Yeah, the paranormal class.
Yeah, he came up a
So
few
how
times,
would
didn't
you
he?
describe this? Yeah, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about Myers.
The Darkpool idea does ring a bell, as it sort of, it was this metaphor, I guess simile, that he used to describe our conscious minds, that like the mind was a little bubble of light, like a little sphere that floated along inside of a large pool of darkness, and that where the bubble of light floated across the different corners of the dark pool, it would illuminate that corner of our mind, but never the entire thing at the same time.
Right. So that was actually me. That's me doing my own thing with Myers, but right you are. So yeah, it's my metaphor, but that's fine. That's when we give Myers credit. It's all good. It's his idea, really. It's his philosophy. I'm just working my way through it. So what Dan's talking about that.
I've never been great at citations, Rob.
Well, don't tell your other professors. So this little light is actually our awareness. It's what we are aware of in the moment. But what Myers is saying is that this is just this little tiny speck. It's like the tip of an iceberg, and the iceberg is the rest of our conscious, subconscious life. That's where most of our mental existence is. And down in that existence is where we have all of our, drives and desires, but it's sort of not, Freud sort of thinks about the subconscious as the trash heap of the soul. That's what I say in class. It's where all the stuff goes that we can't deal with, wanting to bang your mother or father or whatever. But for Myers, it's also this space that's full of these alternate personalities, alternate sort of like dimensions of personality, and super abilities. Like psychic ability for Myers resides in this subconscious space. Think about like a psychic medium going into a trance state. That this is the state in which you can make contact with other worlds, other times. You can transcend time and space. You can speak to the dead. So the subconscious is not just this place for sexual desire and those sorts of things, but it's all sorts of stuff. Myers actually thinks about this as a kind of light spectrum, where the infrared experience is our creatural desires here in the moment: food, sex, sleep. That's that most immediate instinctual drive. But as we satisfy our drives for food, sex, then we move up to intellectual desires, and we can start to have philosophy and science and art. And then when we satisfy those needs, we can move up even higher into the psychic and paranormal and have these extrasensory perceptions. And this is the sort of like natural evolution of consciousness. Does that answer your question, John?
Yeah, it's a lot to take in, but I think I get it.
That's the dark pool.
The Dark Pool is created and produced by the Alchemical Actors, hosts of the Occult Confessions podcast. Visit darkpoolproject.com and click on donate to support our further adventures into the Dark Pool. Hey, Bree.
Hey, Olivia.
Hey, real fast. The whole like the shared Google Drive that has all of the meditations that Rob gives to your people, the actors.
Yeah, what about it?
So I need access. So I think I did have access, but I don't know. All of a sudden, I was just trying to get into it so I could do something for Rob, and I don't have access.
Why would you need access to it?
Because Rob wanted me to look at something that was in there, and
What?
I haven't listened to any of the meditations, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, what do you need to look at? I don't know.
Like, he wants me to look at some of the meditation stuff and listen to it so that I know what I'm talking about when I like talk to them and interview them and stuff.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that kind of defeat the purpose of the interview, though.
What do you mean?
If
But
you're
I don't
asking
even know.
them about their meditations, they can just tell you.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, but they're not going to tell me everything. You should know that as a coach.
Okay.
You don't have to do it right now. Just do it like when you get home or whatever, wherever you are.
Okay, sure.
Thank
We're-
you.
Okay, you're welcome.
I love you.
I love you too.
Well, it started with like I didn't feel comfortable like doing the meditations in my house. So I would like try to get away and like go by the water, and like all this like pre-planning like went into it, and it just kind of seemed stressful. But after, or at least like recently, I've just kind of like it's more like doing the meditation has become more like spontaneous, and I kind of just like knock them out like while laying in my bed, like when I like find myself with free time. And I feel like that's more relaxing when like I kind of just like don't care and like don't plan it as much. Like I just feel like trying to like make myself comfortable will eventually make me uncomfortable. Like sitting in my car, like trying to do a meditation. Like I don't want to do that. So I just got to the point where I didn't care if anyone heard like what I was doing in my meditation. Like, yeah, I ended up feeling most comfortable there.
For me, for you. It's not coming from me. I think it is coming from me. Is it coming from me or for me or both? I don't know. It's not coming from me. It's not coming from you. I think it is coming from me. It's not coming from them. Is it coming from me or for me?
All right, so Nathan and Jacob, you guys there?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about something that I have been hearing. So Nathan's been sending me his audio, as all the actors are. But there's this sort of like, it's like a funky other Nathan on the, there's two Nathans on the track. Just give me a second. I'm gonna play it for you and see, Nathan, if this makes any sense to you. If you did this, if you are capable of doing this. Here it is.
It's not coming from me. It's not coming from you. It's not coming from them.
Sink the car.
I think it is
Kill
coming
the
from me.
bird. Bring the rain. Sink the
Is it
car.
coming from me or for me or both?
So Nathan, what do you make of that?
I mean, I guess it kind of sounds like me, but it sounds weird. I don't know. I don't remember sending anything like
So you didn't record anything like that?
I mean, it sounds like something that I like recorded myself, but it almost sounds edited in some way. I didn't touch it like that.
Okay, I just wanted to double check. I'm pretty sure I have an explanation for this, and the explanation is Dan.
What?
How the fuck did Dan get my shit?
Yeah, right. So, Olivia, I know you and Dan have talked to Bree. Bree has thrown you right under the bus. So,
Fucking Bree.
well aware.
What happened?
Well aware. Okay, so here's what happened. Dan decided that he would augment our experiment a little bit by messing with the audio you guys were submitting to make it a little more paranormal, I guess. It is weird to
Don't
hear
make
two
it sound
Nathans.
so sinister.
It's not sinister, it's stupid. It's just stupid.
Yeah,
because,
it was stupid,
Uh,
I guess.
So he edited
yes,
my
he
stuff?
did. I just wanted to double check. I suspected it, but I wasn't sure. Okay, so here's...
It wasn't paranormal enough?
To be fair, it was Dan's idea because I don't understand technology. Thank you.
Okay.
Here's what we're going to do, though, just so that this doesn't happen again. Let's have a direct email exchange this next time. Let's not use the website.
Okay, all right, whatever.
But we can't trust... You don't know what Dan's going to do. Dan is... He's a
Okay,
loose
all
cannon.
right.
Still,
He's a loose cannon.
It's a little messed
I'll
up, though.
It was fine. It's fine.
So
Anyway,
you're going to get it in your email, and I want you to send back to my email your reaction or your response or whatever happens, okay?
Okay.
Cool.
Hey, Rob, I got a question for you.
Okay.
You ever heard the term...
Go on.
So I was doing some more research about like sound and paranormal and the occult and all that stuff, and I found like 2 articles that mentioned it, and I wasn't sure what they were.
Is this on the archive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
So
ahead.
there's this first article by this guy Duffy. It was written in 1877. He's talking about how he went to this seance, and there was all these like... It wasn't like a normal seance. Everybody was only whispering, and they were trying to hear whispers underneath of their voices. And then
Yeah, I'm aware. Yep, I know it well. And did you take away from that, John, that we weren't really sure exactly who or what was making the sound?
He sounded really confused.
He had gone, as I recall, and you can correct me, but he had gone, I think, to talk to his dead wife. But it turned out there were no spirits of the dead communicating like we would expect at a 19th century seance, but something else, and they're sort of very amorphous, right? Yes, I do know that article.
Okay, but the second one it actually mentions that Duffy article, but it's by this guy Zachary from the University of South Wales. He wrote it a couple years ago, but he talks about this. I guess like a segment of a play that talks about. So you know the Narcissus story, right? The Greek play.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it talks about like a variation of it where he falls into the pool, and the audience should be listening for the voices under the shadows.
It's a similar concept. Yeah, I've seen that piece as well.
Where he says that it's actually just a mangled transliteration of.
That's the sort of like Swedish. So whoever this person is, the thought they could come up with I think they invented this word. I'm not Swedish, so I don't have any way of knowing. But yeah, he claims that it's the Swedish version of the word, or that is a false cognate of. And it's this Greek play, right? It all comes back to this Greek play.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want us to go. I think we can poke around in this, John. It's interesting. I think the details are sort of cool, and I don't know who's coming up with this stuff, but it's a little fishy to me. Both of them are a little fishy to me. The 19th century article, which is sort of my area of expertise, I came across it because I'm like one of two people on Earth who is an Emma Harding Britten scholar. She was a pretty famous medium in the 19th century, but she was also a historian. She chronicled like every supernatural thing that happened between 1850 and 1900. So like this is my first red flag on this whispering demon stuff, because she never mentions it. She's got huge volumes, and she ran a few newspapers, and she never ever brings this up. This article is literally the only mention of the style of ritual or this term period in the 19th century. So it's a little odd. I suspect that it was probably written in the 1870s. It could have been written more recently. I think the real problem with this, and also the Zachary article, and the Zachary article is even fishier, because this guy, as far as I can tell, it's 2020. This was supposed to have been published in 2013. There's no record of him ever having completed a dissertation on any of the subjects he's mentioned. So I think it's just all very suspicious. Why anyone would be creating this stuff, I think that is interesting, though. So that might be your angle into it. But you have to bear in mind that these are the only two historical sources we have. So anyone who's writing about after the fact is drawing on these sources, which are in and of themselves problematic. We're just not, they don't inspire confidence. So it's like a hoax that picks up steam after the fact. People don't bother to research it, and they just take it and run with it.
Oh, okay. That's a little disappointing, but I still think it's pretty cool.
I'm not going to deprive you. Like, go for it, poke around, see what you can see. But yeah, I wouldn't take it with a grain.
Okay.
I remember trying, getting really aggressive and, almost trying to, push the sound out of me and to stop. Almost like I was having a baby or something.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's just kind of what I was thinking of. And it in a better sense, I guess it sounded like I was constipated almost. Like I was really, squeezing and pushing. It was horrible. But I mean, it felt good. I was in a comfortable position.
That's good.
I was trying to push the sound out of me. I was trying to force it.
Yeah.
It was strange. But
huh. That's weird. Well, okay, so
the way I was grunting and
it's like something was inside, and it was
I didn't like it, and I was trying to just
get rid of it.
Yes.
I got you.
So like, I see what, okay, I see what you're saying now. It's just kind of like stuck in there. So you kind of took it as, were you like making,
like clenching, like tensed up a lot, and like
what were you trying to like do to get rid of whatever this like feeling was? Like sounds and
almost
stuff.
like just like condensing it until it was like smaller and smaller, and it didn't work.
Oh.
Obviously, like it was still in my head, like, and I'm still like thinking about that idea.
Yeah.
Of like the music or the beats coming from me,
Mm-hmm.
and it felt like they were there in my head.
So it's like kind of haunting you. It's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got 4 actors, and you guys were bringing on to serve as coaches. So each of you is going to be assigned to one of the actors. And what I mean by coach is, Olivia and I are focused on the whole project. But we want somebody to be there as sort of a resource for each of them, so they have one point person, but also to help us to gather information, to really focus in on their experience and hear from them and keep them on task, but also bring back to us any things that you're hearing about what they're going through as they go through the process here. Because, while they're going to be reporting to us semi-regularly, we got our heads in lots of places, and if you can develop a relationship of trust with them, I think how it's going to work out is you're going to end up hearing more of an inside take on what's going on than we're going to hear a bit further removed from them. So here are the partnerships that I've set up. Kara is going to be paired with Bree. Bree, you're going to be the coach for Kara. Lucy, you're going to be coaching Geneva. Jacob, I've decided you're going to handle Nathan, so I guess we're keeping it gendered in that way. It's fine. And finally, we've got Aubrey, who is going to be coaching Liz.
I was just jerked out of my sleep. Something's up with Liz, I think. It's like sleep paralysis. Like, I just woke up and couldn't move, and she was screaming in my face, asking for help and shaking me. And by the time I could move again, she just disappeared. I don't know.
But when I'm hearing it and when I have that thought process in my head of the music is coming from me,
yeah,
like, I don't know why my first reaction is to like want to stop it, as if like it's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just how I feel, and then I feel like attacking it might not be the best route. Thus, it just doesn't quit and just like eats me up until I'm just more and more frustrated. Everything that Rob gives me isn't really that like powerful or like aggressive.
Intense.
Good, yeah, that's a good word. But I always seem to bring it there. It seems like
It's more of a internal thing that you're carrying, I would.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of times, like, stuff like this, well, just meditations in general, when you're, like, sitting alone with yourself, even if there is, like, background music or, like, someone is guiding you through it, no matter whatever is going on, like, underneath, like, deep in your soul, it's gonna come out in one way or another.
Okay, time for our check-in, guys. What's going on? How was the most recent meditation?
I mean, it was interesting. I just am confused as to like why I heard myself saying words that I don't remember saying.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like, I heard, like, it was obviously me, but how does Rob get this audio of me? It's like, I don't know. It was very confusing and, like, kind of scary, but I kind of just went.
Give me a second. Do you remember when this was in the track? Is it at the beginning?
It was around, like, when, like, the Sick Beats ended. Like, I just started hearing myself just say weird stuff, but I don't remember saying any
So
of it.
the end of the sick beats. Okay, all right. Let me check, and I'll call you right back.
Okay.
Okay, yes. Guys, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, I did listen, and nope, I did not make those sounds. That is
You didn't
something
make them?
funky is definitely going on.
Well, like,
They just got there?
It sounds a lot like you, Nathan. I know that I did not edit any audio that you gave me into that track, so it's not Dan this time.
Y'all are messing with me because I did not submit anything into
well,
the thing myself.
It can't be
Like, I don't-
Dan anymore. There's no
No,
way.
it's definitely not
If you, he didn't say anything to me either, and he definitely would have.
He's not like just doing it on his own this time.
No, there's.
I don't even know how to do this
Dan
kind of
doesn't-
stuff, so it couldn't
Yeah,
be
and
me.
Dan doesn't do things on his own.
Well, he'd have to get hack emails. Dan's not on that level.
Not that we know of. No.
This is all I can suggest at the moment. It appears to me that we'll just call them a third party, is somehow distorting the audio, and it's really only happening for Nathan.
Okay. What is that supposed to mean?
I was about to say I really didn't get that.
How is it just for me?
Third party. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what any of this means.
I don't know if that's reassuring.
But it's the closest I can get to an explanation.
Okay.
Are we clapping and stuff? Cool. This is Brandon Walls. He's one of our voice actors.
Hello, everyone.
You'll be reading this 19th century pamphlet by a guy who claimed that by whispering he was able to make contact with something he called echoing spirits.
Okie-doke. Let's do it. Or echo spirits, being an explanation of the phenomena at a whispering seance by Z.A. Duffy, June 1877. The pamphlet you now find yourself in possession of has been assembled out of the author's sense of great personal responsibility to reveal to the public the existence of what can only be termed a dimension of being heretofore unrecognized by science.
He gets invited to this seance, and he thinks it's going to be a medium talking to the spirits of the dead, because his wife just died, so it makes sense that's what the invitation was all about. But there's no dead people. Instead, it's these whispering spirits he calls.
We gathered around 7 at the parlor of Mrs. Tremont, expecting a performance of table tilting or rapping. I was very surprised when I first passed over our hostess's threshold to find no table present, or at least not one of sufficient size to accommodate a seance. Instead, all of the chairs in the house, or at least so it seemed, had been brought into the parlor and arranged at odd and inconsistent angles, spreading out in no particular pattern from the center of the room. A great dark stone sat on a bench in the corner of the room. I noted it as a curiosity, but nobody seemed to pay it any mind, and as it turned out, it played no discernible role in the evening's proceedings. I took my place before the fireplace, facing what I imagined to be the kitchen doorway. Mr. McFarland stood to address the assembly. He welcomed us on behalf of our hostess and instructed us that we should begin speaking as soon as we felt the inclination. Before I could say what we should say, he informed us to talk no louder than a whisper, only to ourselves and from the immediacy of the surface of our minds. Straight away the whispers began. The din was equal parts gentle prayer and intense supplication. Racing in the interiority of my mind to acclimate myself to this strange undertaking, it took me several minutes. It may have been minutes, but the time had grown as unfamiliar as the circumstances while I had sat in that chair peering through the darkness at a black curtain before I was able to join my voice to the others. I don't know what I spoke about. Nothing much, I suppose. I believe I began by listing some of the contents of my curio, but then my subject switched to street names, places I had been in childhood, the shades of color in my tomato garden in late August. Gradually, I became aware that the people speaking around me were no longer engaged in extended monologue of the sort that I was at that moment delineating. Rather, they seemed to be engaged in a sort of dialogue. Then it felt as though I, along with each of the others at this whispering seance, had ceased to speak. And the sounds I heard were only those of echoes in words beyond speech. My head spun with a kind of cosmic vertigo, and I felt as though I could hear the thing very clearly addressing me in a language that I could not recall if I was taking dictation right there and then. And yet, the message this echo had to share was all too plain to me. It spoke of purpose and healing and a higher calling. I felt refreshed at the sound of it, encouraged, lifted up.
He wants to know more, so after the seance, he arranges to go out with the McFarlane guy who was running things, and McFarlane fills him in on some of the background.
The closest any culture had come to identifying the McFarlane said was in the Slavic tradition. McFarlane had been introduced to the whispering seances by a Dutch mesmerist named Vandermeer while on holiday in France. After several weeks of practice, McFarlane began to feel as though a portion of his mind was separating like a bubble rising up to the surface of a pond. This, he believed, was the hushed tones that he heard as the voices of the... It was, he said, the same voice that I heard the Saturday previous, and the same voice everyone who engaged in the whispering seance eventually heard if they allowed their conscious faculties the opportunity to separate into their component parts.
Thanks, Brandon. That sounded really well.
So, I think what he's trying to say is the spirit is in his head, but there's not really a regular means of putting it out into sort of our realm, our physical realm.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like it's in his subconscious and just coming out off the top of his head.
Yeah.
The Dark Pool is created and produced by the Alchemical Actors, hosts of the Occult Confessions podcast. Visit darkpoolproject.com and click on Donate to support our further adventures into the Dark Pool.
Alright, this is Nathan doing another audio recording for the personal journal of mine. Yeah, I've been feeling pretty weird ever since Rob told me about Dan messing with my last recording. At first it kind of hurt my pride a little bit, but I'm kind of over that now. It just made me feel weird because it made me feel like what I was doing might not have been good enough, but I don't know why. I'm trying not to think about it that way, but I just can't see why someone would mess with my recordings like that. But I'm kind of past that now. I'm more worried about, like, I don't know, I feel really paranoid a lot of the times, not because of Dan or anything, but more so I've just been hearing my own voice in random places. Like, for example, driving to work on the radio, I hear my voice in my car, or in my earbuds when I'm at home trying to listen to music. I can faintly hear my voice, like, behind the instruments and everything. It's very unsettling, and like it's kind of why I'm doing this recording now, to try to just like gather myself and kind of bring myself back to earth. But hopefully I'm just tripping. I don't know. But that's it for tonight. I'll report back tomorrow.
This is our voice actor, Sean Priest. Hey, Sean.
Hey, what's up?
So, today, what I've got you doing, this is for the Dark Pool Project.
Okay.
You are going to be reading a bit from a guy who is calling himself Daniel Allen Zachary. He's claiming to have found the evidence of an ancient Greek cult that listened to what he calls echo spirits. And it comes from an archive, it's sort of like a blog where they talk about these things pretty much across history. I've made a few contributions myself. This is one of those things. So let's hear how it sounds.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. The Sound Shadow Mystery Cult. The Sound Shadow Mystery Cult. Daniel Allen Zachary, University of South Wales, 12th of February, 2013. This past month, a fragment of medieval text making reference to the story of Narcissus, an echo, was discovered among a forgotten box that had belonged to the collection of Catherine, Countess of Caithness, at the Castle of May in Caithness, Scotland. The text appears to be a segment of dialogue from a stage play. In the fragment, the mountain nymph Echo begs her would-be paramour Narcissus to see beyond his reflection to the surface of the water and gaze upon the dark waters beneath. Counter to Ovid's version of the tale, Narcissus seems to heed her call and drops into the pool. It's unclear how such a stage effect would have been achieved or whether it was even attempted. It may be that this moment was achieved in some non-mimetic fashion, or that the actor was able to perform a style of action unknown to us today. A further note, unheard of in extant versions of ancient Greek drama, indicates that at this point in the performance, the audience should attune themselves to the voices of the shadows. The rarity and obscurity of these references might lead the community of scholars to turn a blind eye to these phenomena on the grounds that there is simply not enough evidence to say one way or another if such practices existed. But as Charles Fort warns the would-be scientist, we ignore anomalies at our own peril. A paradigm is only as good as the phenomena it is capable of embracing, and only as weak as the phenomena it chooses to exclude.
Yeah, I use the same meditation, and I talked to Rob before I started it, and I asked if we were still just doing sounds, and he told me to just say what I was saying. Say what I was seeing. So I kind of just blurted out what I was seeing as it went, and it was kind of random, but I feel like there was kind of an arc to it almost, So when it started out, it was the same with Rob, with the maracas and the drum thumping and everything, and I think the shaking of the maracas or whatever it was kind of reminded me of a rattlesnake. So I saw a snake just going through the weeds kinda, and then he was looking for food, and that was a struggle, the snake, and then the snake ate, and then after that it was that techno stuff again. And as the beat came on, it kind of, I don't know why, but it made me think of just an eagle, flying, and then the eagle then caught the snake and then brought the snake back to its nest. And sorry, my voice is super groggy right now. I've been talking yelling over live bands all weekend, so yeah, I probably sound dead, but no, it wasn't I work at a restaurant serving. It's a crab house, so they've had bands throughout the day and stuff, and of course they put me right next to the band, so I'm yelling at all of my tables. But yeah, so my voice is a little messed up, but yeah. Yeah, it's fun, but it's cool. But anyway, so the eagle had the snake, and then it was kind of just this sense of something bigger keeps coming, so then once the eagle was back in its nest, I saw a man walking through the woods, and then the man approached the eagle, and then it was the man was about to eat the eagle, or try to attack the eagle the snake did the mouse, or the eagle did the snake. But then I kind of thought about it more, and I was this isn't right. So you can't eat an eagle, you know. So I was the man, yeah. But I had like the man, like he like drew back his bow and like he stared and stared and stared, but then eventually like he changed his mind and like kept walking. But then that white noise came on that I was telling you about when I felt like I was in a car that was sinking. So like I just like the man kept walking and like kind of disregarded the eagle and just like let it do its own thing. And like as he was walking, he saw the eagle fly away. But and as he was like that white noise still kind of reminded me of water. And like yeah, so like I saw a waterfall. So I feel like I was kind of trying to like, because the only reason that like in my head that the man chose not to eat the eagle was based off of like our own social standards that like, I mean like that we're not allowed to do that. I mean if you take away all of our like social standards, I mean who gives a f if you eat the eagle, you know?
Hey Rob.
Hey John.
Got a question for you.
Yes.
I found this weird YouTube channel that I thought you'd be interested in. It's called the Society for Unexplained Auditory Phenomenon.
I feel like this might have come up on the blog we've been working on.
Oh, okay. It's just got like a lot of weird videos on there.
Like what?
There's just these weird like recordings. There's one in there's one that's called the 1985 cassette. There's a word in here I don't really know. But there's
what
like
happened in 1985?
I don't know, but apparently there's like a pretty decent recording.
All right, well, see what's what. See if it's, you know,
legit,
valid, as much as possible. But I'm interested. 1985. That sounds familiar. Okay.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
All right.
Missy! Freak! What are you doing? Missy! Are you okay? Hello? There's something on you. The light. Missy.
Hello, this is Brandon Walls, voice actor for the Dark Pool Project, and I'll be reading the background research file about the Veoka Archive. The Veoka Archive is a compilation of articles centered on innovations in audio-based paranormal research founded by Louis D. Veoka, an apparent pseudonym who makes no original contributions to the blog other than copies of historical resources which he appears to type by hand. Contemporary contributors include T. Carl Rasmussen, chronicler of the New Hope Sound Demon, medieval historian Daniel Allen Zachary, also a possible pseudonym, and Rob C. Thompson, director of the Dark Pool Project.
Olivia!
Hey, what's up?
Okay, so, this might be crazy, but I think I know what Rob's after.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, okay, so this whole project, right? I've been doing some digging around the link that I sent you, that Veoka Archive. And I think I'm starting to put the dots together, and I think I understand what Rob wants from this whole thing.
Really? I'm glad one of us does.
Okay, so a couple of the articles that I found on the blog, the archive thing, it's talking about these things. They're like they're spirits that you hear when you're talking. It's sound under sound. They're all over the place, and they've happened from Greece to recent contemporary articles, and I think that Rob is trying to conjure some sort of paranormal spirit, some sort of elemental demon under the actors.
Okay, one, breathe for a second. I don't know if you breathed at all that whole time, Dan. Calm down, it's gonna be fine.
Okay, okay.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you, Dan. I don't know that any of this is even real. I mean, let's think here for a second. Occult Confessions is an occult history podcast. We've never ever spoken about before on it. You know, Rob doesn't bring it up, you know, and we're how many seasons in?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Why would Rob... Okay, so Rob made this article that I also found in this same archive that was talking about how he also thinks all of this is fake.
Wait, so he wrote an article?
Yeah, Rob wrote this whole, like, scholarly diss on the elemental whispers, on just ripping apart all this stuff. And he talked about the names, and he talked about how he thinks it's fake and how never come up before. So if it's fake, then it's not from Rob.
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense, because if Rob thinks that, the shit isn't real, then why would he be trying to make it actually happen in our whole experiment with all the sound files and everything? Like, why?
I mean, he has always talked about how you've got to sort of like fake it to make it,
This
like,
isn't
like
theater.
I don't know
this
if he's
is
trying to.
showbiz. What do you mean?
He's got to. He always talked about how, like, when you sleep, that's just you pretending to sleep.
What?
Like, you have to fake it until okay, yeah.
How
it's
is
like
sleeping pretending to sleep, Dan?
When you
What the hell are you talking about? Dan, this is ridiculous. I don't know what the f*** you're talking about, and I'm not sure I even care about all this shit anymore.
Okay, we are going. Right. Let's see. Okay, Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon, sorry.
Hi.
All right, guys. So, we're gonna do a few more things today. A few more voice things. The first one, Brandon, I have you doing is this Whispers and Lies.
Okay.
Yeah. So you might notice the author there.
Yeah, I've definitely. If you don't mind me asking, how come you couldn't read it? I mean, it is your blog post,
yes.
after all.
It is my blog post, but you guys have sort of, like, we've established that you are the voice guys, doing the voice of the blog. So I want to keep everything consistent. Yes, it is me, but you're the voice of the blog, you and Sean. So I figured it would be better to just have you guys go ahead and do it.
Voice of the blog, my professional title.
Voice of the blog. There you go. There's nothing. That's a good title.
Mm-hmm. So
okay.
Whispers and Lies is the historical basis for the phenomenon a hoax. Robert C. Thompson, Ph.D., Chesapeake College, July 22nd, 2020. Over the last year, a spate of blog posts have gained traction among some paranormal adherents that deserve a deeper examination than they have as yet received. These bloggers positively assert a historical basis for the existence of sound shadows or whispering demons based on two sources: a pamphlet ascribed to Z.A. Duffy and the announcement of the discovery of a medieval textual fragment by University of South Wales graduate student Daniel Allen Zachary. I came across these sources through my own research on the career of 19th century medium and occultist Emma Hardinge Britton, whose name is mentioned in the Duffy piece and have since come to doubt their authenticity. While I cannot absolutely disprove the genuineness of either document, I believe there are serious reasons to question both. I am inclined to believe that the bloggers writing about Duffy's and Zachary's are aware of the dubiousness of both the Duffy and Zachary sources, but it is convenient for their own paranormal agenda to cite them without qualification. This is a disservice not only to the pursuit of truth generally, but also the noble cause of psychical investigation. Paranormalism already suffers under a stigma. Refusing to acknowledge the relative quality of our points of evidence only proves our detractors right in doubting us.
I think you really got the essence of it there, Brandon. That's I'm impressed.
I'm glad you are.
It was very me.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Dan.
Okay, remember back in class, you were talking about, like, faking it to make it, and it was like this whole poetic thing, and you talked about sleeping.
Oh, an intro, yeah. Transformation. It's called transformative ritual.
Yeah, can you run that by me one more time? It was like an argument that I was having, and it's just...
You're having an argument about transformative ritual?
I mean, yeah, I think I used it wrong.
All right.
I lost a bet, maybe. I don't. Can you just explain it one more time?
Never make a bet before you check back in with me. So, transformative ritual works like this. It's like we talked about faith healing and I think voodoo and Santeria It's when your mind clicks over and the invisible world of the ritual becomes literally real. Like you imagine the gods present, and then your mind clicks and the god becomes present. So when we go to sleep at night, we do this exact thing. We get ourselves in a physical position like we're going to sleep. We tell ourselves that it's time for sleep, and then we wait until our mind clicks and we enter that dream world. We enter a different state of consciousness. It's the same thing in like spiritual healing and all this stuff. We literally enter a different state of consciousness in order to experience whatever supernatural being is out there. And it all sort of hinges around belief. Sleep is natural, yeah, but we have to believe that that all of the things we're doing, the rituals we're observing, are going to cause this change in consciousness in order for it to happen. And if you remember, I said in class, it's very risky goods transformation because you can't plan it. Like you could go hours without falling asleep. So imagine if you're in a religious service and the god is supposed to show up and you're just waiting. But you got to have that change in consciousness.
That sounds a lot better than what I remembered. Thanks. Thanks.
I'm here. You know where to find me.
All right. Coming back for another audio note, personal journal. Today was pretty crazy. Geneva broke her phone. She's been really stressed about it since then. Her stress is kind of wearing off on me, but she's taking a nap in my room right now, and I'm just in the kitchen chilling. But yeah, she got really angry. She got really stressed out, and she like threw it against the wall and then like snapped it in half with her hands, and now there's cuts all over her hands and everything, and it's kind of bad. So we bandaged those up, and she's just kind of resting right now. But what was that? Hold on, I'm gonna leave this on. Babe, you alright? Babe. What the Are you alright? Babe. Hey, wake up. Why do you have your phone? I thought you... How's your phone working now? Babe, wake up. Are you okay? Babe, babe, wake up! Wait. Oh my god! I'll be back next time. I gotta take her somewhere.
The Dark Pool is created and produced by the Alchemical Actors, hosts of the Occult Confessions podcast. Visit darkpoolproject.com and click on donate to support our further adventures into the Dark Pool.
Radio Frequency and the So-Called Sound Demons by T. Carl Rasmussen. To date, little has been said of the case of sisters Teresa and Missy Carlisle of New Hope, Pennsylvania. In August 1985, the sisters were the center of a series of unexplained phenomena that I believe shed considerable light on the physics of echo fractures and may illuminate some salient points regarding their origin. The girls were discovered standing stark naked on the home goal line of the varsity football field at the New Hope Salisbury High School with large burn marks stretching in parallel lines 40 yards in front of them. A peculiar high-pitched crackle blaring through the speaker system had drawn the authorities to the scene. Curiously, the switches for the public address systems were in the off position. The same was true of the field's lighting system, which was fully illuminated when the officers arrived. No official report was filed, but the officers later recalled the scene to an investigator for the American
Do you want a
chapter of
copy?
Society of Unexplained Auditory Phenomena 6 weeks after the incident.
The recording is okay?
Teresa and Missy were temporarily committed when they claimed to have been communicating with a disembodied voice. This voice, which mental health professionals interpreted as an auditory hallucination, had directed them to walk to the field. The doctors at the local psychiatric facility indicated that a dual hallucination experienced in identical ways by two separate individuals was so uncommon as to be nearly impossible, and doubted the veracity of the girl's claims.
I know you're there.
On the night in question, Missy described feeling the voice vibrating through her body. Teresa said that this voice spoke to her, not through Missy's mouth, but rather by vibrating off her skin, a vibration which passed from Missy to Teresa when the younger sister made direct physical contact with the older sister's bare stomach. They referred to this voice as a sound demon, a term they seemed to have developed themselves. They had taken off their clothing to facilitate this transmission, both from the source and between themselves, and had not been directed by the voice on this point. The sisters later shared with a paranormal investigator that their interactions with the voice began 3 months before the incident on the football field, when Missy received a cassette tape from a boyfriend.
Missy! Freak! What are you doing?
I propose that the sisters in this case were acting as human radio receivers for a high-frequency signal emitted by an unidentified source, likely extraterrestrial or extra-dimensional. This source uses human bodies as media to transmit sound into our plane of being for reasons that the Carlisle narrative does not explore. The mysterious cassette tape had served to tune the older sister, Missy, to the frequency of the paranormal source. The younger sister, Teresa, was able to tune herself subsequently through direct contact with Missy's body. This tuning opened both girls to the unnaturally high electromagnetic frequency of the being, and that frequency served to carry the being's sound waves to and through the sisters exactly like a radio station antenna communicates with home and car radios.
I'm alive.
Like when I'm meditating, I feel like it's happening like to me directly. Like the green I'm seeing is like on my skin, and like I am green rather than like the things around me are green. I'm happy about like where it's going, and I feel like I am like progressing, so I feel like I'm going in the right direction.
Okay, so I wanted to check in. Today's check-in actor is Geneva. She's been sort of like some of the others, very hyper-focused on confrontation of self and separation from self, like getting past that ego, that super ego, those components of her mind to try to enter that sort of freer, open space, which, you know, suits her personality. She seems like a kind of person, I think, who is a little bit more freer, easygoing, but that doesn't mean that we aren't plagued by those voices in the head that try to constrain us.
Yeah, the alien thing is like a big theme for her.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that.
Well, I guess it correlates, like in her meditations, I think she's gone like back and forth on like feeling like she was actually transforming into an alien, but then also that she was just in that kind of alienated space. But I guess that kind of reflects, she was telling me, in that she feels like within her own life, kind of like an alien. What do you mean?
Oh, she feels separated from her world, her
Yeah,
community.
I mean, she kind of said like she just now feels like even just with us, she's kind of finding her own kind of tribe was something, as she said to me, that stuck out. So
That's interesting.
Yeah, so she definitely and she was using the word alien too, specifically, like describe how she felt. So it was kind of interesting that like paralleled.
Goodbye. Good riddance. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, I've got to do this thing for tomorrow, but I don't know where the link is. I can't find it.
Well, I just sent it. Check your inbox.
So what am I listening to?
Well, it's from John. It's hold on. I can't remember the name of this thing. Here it is. The Society for Unexplained Auditory Phenomena.
Okay, whatever.
It's run by this guy Rasmussen, who published a few articles on the archive with Rob. He wrote about it, and that's how John found it, or so John tells me. It's like a YouTube channel, and I mean, calling these things videos is kind of a stretch because they're just audio, but the waveforms are on there. It's just audio, really. The thing that John brought to my attention is that in 1985, there were two sisters in Pennsylvania, and they were like talking to static or something. I don't know. I kind of zoned out when he was telling me. But they went to a football field, and John said that they turned the lights on with their minds or their thinking.
Okay.
Which, I mean, honestly kind of sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
But what I sent you is the interview that Rasmussen did with the guy who investigated it. He was like a paranormal investigator. The guy's name is McFarland, and John thinks it's kind of the same thing that we're doing here.
How did you get involved in the story of the New Hope Sound Demon?
Yes, on the 24th of September in 1985, I was contacted by a Mrs. Allison Carlisle to assist her in investigating an incident that involved her daughters Missy and Teresa. Yes, so she brought me in to assist her in investigating this incident, which I believed had some sort of paranormal origin. I started with interviewing both of the daughters, speaking with Missy about her process in which she would listen to these audio cassette tapes, which were eventually given to me by her mother. But she had these audio cassette tapes in which she listened to this frequency, which put her in this altered state of mind, where she would go into this altered state of mind and she would emerge not knowing what happened in between when she started and when it finished. In fact, that's how they got to the football stadium in the first place. Teresa walked in on Missy during one of these rituals, and the next thing both of them knew, they were both in their high school football stadium.
In your own words, could you say what happened with Missy and Teresa Carlisle on the night of August 20th, 1985?
Mm-hmm. The incident, yes, it was on the 20th of August that same year. Both of her daughters were found standing in their high school football stadium naked, with all of the lights on, and the sound system was blaring this static, this audio static.
Talk about the burn marks in the field. There's some discrepancy as far as what exactly they were.
Yes, so when the girls were found, their mother claimed that there were circular burn marks around where the two girls were standing in the field. But when I went the next day to the high school to investigate the field on the 26th of September, the burn marks were actually footprints in the turf of the football field, leading from one side of the football field all the way to where the two women were found standing.
Who do you think ZA is?
Well, to this day, we still don't really know. According to Missy at the time, ZA was her boyfriend who originally gave her the first audio cassette tape that allowed her to enter into this altered state. However, as the investigation moved forward, she eventually told me that he didn't exist. So to this day, we still don't really know who he was. And while I believe that there was no boyfriend, there was no ZA, I do think there's a slight possibility that maybe he was some sort of paranormal entity that gave her this tape that allowed her to enter into this altered state of mind. I think whoever ZA was coached Missy into making this tape, and then once he was gone, it was almost like he didn't exist anymore.
You're suggesting the phenomena Missy was able to produce were legitimately supernatural? Why is that?
I do believe they were supernatural. In fact, I only saw Missy do her ritual one time. I asked Missy if I could watch her listen to one of her tapes, and she allowed me to watch her go through the process. She allowed me into the room. She put on one of her cassette tapes. No. She tuned her radio to a frequency where it was nothing but static, and she didn't listen to a tape that night. In fact, when I asked her about it, she told me that she didn't need the tapes anymore to do whatever it was that she was doing. And she just laid there, listening to the static, and she told me something might not even happen, but eventually I started to see this strange moonlight-looking glow on her navel. And after I saw that glow, she asked me to take her hand, and when I took her hand for a brief moment out of the corner of my eye, I saw these two shadowy presence, this shadowy presence in the room with us. And I don't know if that shadow was some sort of paranormal entity that I could now see because I took her hand, or if it was just some sort of astral projection because of this altered state of mind that Missy found herself in. That shadow I only saw for a brief moment, but that shadow convinced me that whatever it was that she was seeing, whatever it was that she was doing, was paranormal in its origin.
Talk about Teresa's role in all this. Was she doing the same sorts of things as Missy?
At first she was. On the 20th of August, that was the first time that Teresa ever saw Missy doing this ritual. She started doing her own process. In fact, there was one point where someone claimed that they saw Teresa walking through a cemetery holding what appeared to be a human head, and she was in her underwear. Eventually we realized that it wasn't a human head, it was just a round, large rock that she was carrying. But of course, the town was in such a panic at the time that they believed it was a human head. She had a circular burn mark in her backyard, and these 3 rocks, one of which she told me was from the graveyard, but another one she told me that she got in a dream.
Neither of the sisters stayed in the community for very long after the incident on August 20th. As far as I could tell, Missy moved in with you and Teresa left after her high school graduation.
Well, much like...
How would you characterize the community's response to the Carlisle sisters?
This entire incident happened over the course of a few months, and everybody was aware, but people weren't talking about it directly. It was all very small town, passive aggressive. In fact, their local church was delivering sermons on satanic possession and demonic rituals and demon worshipping, and their peers were talking about it behind their back, which led to a lot of stress in both of the siblings. In fact, there was one incident in October where Officer Ward's daughter found the original ZA tape and played it over the loudspeakers at the football stadium, and this really got into the head of especially Missy at the time, Missy and Teresa. What I'm trying to say is the town's reaction was not positive and supportive.
Do you think your personal relationship with Missy compromised your findings in this case in any way?
Missy was just a person who I was investigating. The relationship with her didn't start until after the investigation was concluded. No, I don't believe so at all. That my current relationship with Missy affected my past investigation of what was happening to her.
And that's when I feel like that's when the meditations kind of switch from like you just meditating and thinking about yourself to a journey. Because the next meditation after that one, which made me face like some feelings of feeling like weird and like embracing my inner weird, which Rob also I feel like helped me to do, and that was like from improv, because like in improv you just get weird, you roll around, and that's what I like to do, but I don't think I ever embraced it until like college, until I got away from friendships and toxic people in my life that were like, why do you do that? Like, and then I was like, shit, why do I do that? Now I'm like, I like that I do that. I like it. And it's like, and now I feel like it's like Rob helps you turn that into art. And like, that is so cool, like that it can be something that people can enjoy listening to, and maybe not even enjoy listening to. That I think it'd be really, I think he did talk about it. I don't know if it is going in this direction because I'm so like uncertain of what this what this is going to be, but I think it would be really cool if like people could just like go on to something and then be like, okay, I'm going to get my meditation today from Rob. Like, here is this, and like these sounds can do this. And like I think it's like a form of therapy, because like you're just in, like you're in your own world, in your own dimension, and then like these sounds just like pop out of you. And he's like, wow, those sounds are really cool, let's talk about these sounds. Changing. Don't listen. Shh. No.
Hey, what's up?
So you know that article I sent you from the 1800s?
What was it?
It was the one where the guy, we both laughed about how it was so silly that the guy in the article mentioned this tiny little rock, and then it ended up being like inconsequential, so like why would he even include it in there?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, well, if I'm being honest, I've been seeing a little black rock in like strange places that a rock shouldn't be.
What are you talking about?
Well, so
what do you mean?
It was
Where?
Like yesterday, I found it on my windowsill.
Hold on. I can't hear you. Okay. You can go ahead. I can hear you now.
I kept finding it around like places that rocks shouldn't be. Like I found one on my windowsill, like near my bedroom, and my bedroom's on the second floor, but like then I found it on the roof of my car, and the weirdest one was I found it dangling on the hook that I hang my jacket on at work. Like why would they all be at places just like specific to me?
Okay, well, hold on. Just calm down. I mean, that's weird. But, I mean, honestly, couldn't it just be Rob and John just with you? I mean, especially if Rob made up this article and he wants us to believe all this nonsense and bullshit that he made up, then, I mean, maybe he's just leaving at places to with you and make you believe, you know?
Yeah, but, like, what would he gain from that? I don't really understand.
I mean, just, I don't know, having you believe everything and believe the articles. And hold on, the dogs are like barking. I'm gonna go see what the they were just barking at.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, Dan, I think you're freaking out. I don't think it's spirits. I don't think it's anything weird. I don't think it's anything paranormal. Holy shit.
Is everything okay?
Did you say they're tiny black rocks?
Yeah, it was like smooth all around.
Dan, are you f***ing with me?
What? No.
Did you leave f***ing rocks at my house?
No, I don't even know where you live.
That's f***ing weird. Dan, there's 3 rocks.
Wait,
Did you
3?
get 3?
No.
Were you getting 1 or were you getting 3?
No, I was just getting 1.
3.
It was only 1.
What the f*** does 3? What does 3 mean? Was there 3 in the article at all? Can you tell me before I lose my shit?
Yeah, there were 3 rocks in the article, and it was mentioned by McFarlane in the 1985 article. He mentioned that there were 3 rocks, and the sister collected the 3 rocks, and she like put them on her porch, and it seemed like super inconsequential, just like the other one, but there were definitely 3 rocks in that one.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. They're f***ing with us, Dan. They're f***ing with us.
You want me to say my name again? Teresa Carlisle. The spaz who everyone saw standing with her sister in her Care Bear panties in the end zone. There isn't a ritual, and even if there was, I'm done with it. Some, warped neighbor lady saw me at Windy Bush. All I know is it's been giving me these freaky dreams, and I want to forget the whole thing. It bums me out telling my dreams. Everything was like gold, like a fountain and a stream. And I was picking up this rock, the ones in the back. They're identical rocks. And I took it with me, the dream rock. So I don't know, maybe it was me. Maybe I was sleepwalking. But that's so stupid because I wasn't sleepwalking on the football field. That wasn't me. The other ones from the river. Did you touch the rocks at all? Pick them up? Did you hear anything? In your head? You can't tell anyone I said this, okay? Especially not Mom. I don't want any of this going in your write-up or whatever. When I first saw them out back, I picked one up. I heard this sound. I don't know, a sound bite me. It's gonna be okay. All the pain, the abuse, that's the message. It's gonna be okay.
The Dark Pool is created and produced by the Alchemical Actors, hosts of the Occult Confessions podcast. Visit darkpoolproject.com and click on Donate to support our further adventures into the Dark Pool.